We are going to make the Bernat denim style work sock cup cozy, and I'm using Bernat Super Value yarn in the colors teal heather, oatmeal, and redwood heather. I'm going to start off the bottom part with teal heather because that's my favorite of the colors, because I want that to be the color that's used the most. So that's what you should do. Pick colors that work together and pick the one you like the most to be the main color. Even though all three of these are called contrast colors, to me, in my little limited brain, I think the one with the most that's used, the color that's used the most, is the main color. So that's what I'm going to call it. So we are making the sock cozy in the round, and we're using double pointed needles, and I'm using bamboo double points, size 8, 5mm, and they have a point at both ends. So I'm going to be casting on 36 stitches and dividing those stitches evenly onto 3 needles. So we got to use math. What's 36 divided by 3? 12, right? Yeah. So I'm going to need 12 stitches on each needle. So to get started, I'm just going to pull out enough for 36 stitches, about a yard, about an inch for each stitch. So I'm going to use my long tail method of casting on. That's my favorite method. And the first stitch was just laid across the needle. You probably already saw me do that, but I'm going to do it anyway. The yarn from the ball's over there, and the yarn, the extra long tail, is over on this side. So I just lay the yarn across, and that's my first stitch. So I hold that in place, and then I do my long tail cast on. So now I have 2 stitches, 3, and I want 12 on this one. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Now, in order for me to start casting onto the next needle, I can't just lay it here and start casting on, or it doesn't have a good, it's going to have a gap. So what I do is I cast on an extra stitch here, and then I slip it purlwise over to the other needle, and that way I have 1 stitch on there ready to go. And I slide that down a little bit so it doesn't fall off the needle, and then I slide that stitch to a good point. So now I have 1 there, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And now I need 1 more on this one so that I can slip it over to the next needle. Some people will just cast on all of the stitches that they need onto 1 needle and then just slip them off, but I like doing it this way because I don't have so many to slip. I'll pull that one tight. Now I just need 11 more stitches. My yarn was wrapped around the skein because I had started using this for a different project and changed my mind. I'm a woman, I can change my mind, it's my prerogative. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, now I have 12 stitches on each of my needles. So now I'm going to put them in a little triangle shape here. Make sure that nothing is twisted. And I'm going to have the short tail now, because it's not long anymore. I'm going to pull it through this way to the front. And I'm going to have the yarn from the ball coming from the back. It's important to do it this way to start with, so you don't end up with that tail coming through the center of your project all the time. It's better to leave it at the back to start with. So just pull it apart if it gets the wrong way, and see, that would be wrong. We don't want it forward. We want it in the back. So put it in the back and do it like that. Now I've got my little short tail this way. See, that's the tail. I got the long from the ball at the back. Now, this is what I like to do. Not everybody likes to do this, but I like to do this. I like to join it by getting the swapping these stitches. I get the last stitch that was over there, and I bring it over to that needle, and I bring this stitch across to the other needle, and that ties it together good, makes it have a good connection. And then I slide these up so that the stitches are snug. There. Now I'm ready to start. So my marker will be this long, this little short tail. I'm going to trim it some to avoid confusion on this video. There. That's going to be my marker. So every time I go around, I'll see that tail hanging down, and I'll say, oh, okay, I just finished that round. So I don't need to put a marker on here. This is my marker. And now I'm ready to get started. So I'll do that in the next video. I just wanted to show you how to cast on for this one. So there we go. We're all casted on and ready to roll. So you can set that down. And I'll see you in the next video.